Christ?
I was a follower of Islam. I was a Muslim. So I never heard about the good news that God loves me. This was something strange, but I share about the cross, where on the cross we see open arms of God. When I see at the cross, I see that invitation coming to me, and I will give you peace. So I talk to them about the love of God, that God loves you. It's not because what you do earn that merit to be loved by God, but God, as your creator, loves you. So the message of love, it strikes a lot of people. It touches a lot of people.
And that's completely foreign within Islam. There is no
Yes.
teaching that Allah loves you.
There is not such a thing. There is.
Well, we should, they have this, every Quran chapter begins with Allah is compassionate and merciful. Every chapter. So, Bismillah Rahmani Rahim, that phrase, everyone knows that. But to connect that with an actual love for me personally.
Like a personal love relationship.
Is somehow there's a disconnect to that, isn't
because you have to earn your salvation.
Okay.
You have to do a lot of things, the law, but everybody falls short of.
Right. You have to earn, and you can never earn it.
And you can never earn it. But yes, God is merciful, but where can you see God's mercy and also justice? Yes, God is merciful, but also He is just as God. Where can we see that? It's on the cross, where we can see. Yes, people say that God is merciful, but where can you see that? How can you prove that? On the cross, God proved His love and also justice.
So how much of a risk is somebody taking in an Afghan village to call you and say, hey, I've heard your radio broadcast. I'm now a follower of Jesus Christ. It seems like just making that phone call is putting their life at risk.
It's really hard. I totally agree with you that it's really dangerous, but we have received many calls. I can say thousands of calls.
Wow.
And we have been in touch with people. We answer their questions, but what we do, we don't just preach at them, but also we receive their calls and we have follow-up system, that first level of follow-up and then second level of follow-up. It's hard for people, but is it worth it for them to call? They do. Yeah. I don't decide for them, but people, they call us. It is dangerous. We know people who called us and now they went through persecution. Yeah, right now I'm in touch with one man who called us in 2014, and then we built relationship through the phone, friendship, and then he went through second level of follow-up, knowing what is sin, who is Jesus, what is cross, and all that.
And that's all just through telephone. And
it's all through telephone.
He has just an old-fashioned cell phone.
Yeah. So we went through everything, and he went through a lot of things because in the area where he is calling from, it's a remote area. Anyway, and in the summer, he called. He was so happy. God is answering his prayers and all that. And then Taliban took over the area, and now they force people to go to the mosque. And his son, who's a young boy, said to one of the neighbor's sons that his dad says that the Injil is a great book.
The Injil,
New
is
Testament.
the gospel.
Testament.
Yeah.
The gospel is a great book. And then that news went, and the Taliban came after him.
Wow.
But the neighbors who saw his life, that changed life, and they came and everybody protected him and said to the Taliban, no, he's a great man and he is a good man. But he was asked to go to the mosque and do 5 times of prayer and show himself just so he could live. And I talked to him, he said, Javed, I have to go to the mosque and do prayers, but every time when I bow down, I say, Jesus, I worship you. I love you, Lord, and I'm sorry for this, but I have to this. This is sad story, but this is reality.
That's reality. So tell me the story of one of the people recently who's come to faith.
This young man called and he said, I listened to your radio programs and I love the message and I want to know more about Jesus. So after sharing the gospel with him and doing some follow-up and sharing more, one day he said that I want to give my heart to the Lord. I want to accept Jesus. And now he's doing the Bible study because he downloaded, he lives in a city, he has a cell phone, and we have websites where we have all those tools. So he downloaded the Bible, and now he's reading that with his wife, and they're growing in the faith. So there are a lot of great stories. Beside all the bad things, there are great stories.